Hello, welcome back. Lots more horror attacks as usual. We did manage to successfully cast Cloud Trapeze though. So we land on the Nabar stack outside Man's throne. And yeah, we are invis. Which is kind of cool. We got Soul Vortex to clear up the birds. Kinda lucky that the pillars of flame never really hit us. Once the birds are cleaned up, these guys do not go into melee range, they just fire arrows at us. I guess, does being invis mean that you can't... You have to be closer to hit with the arrows or something? It's weird that they came all the way up to fire arrows with combos. Anyway, we do get off one Wind of Death, so that's nice. I think it hits a couple of mages, but not many. I wonder, honestly, if he wasn't wearing this and didn't have returning, do you think he could have just killed this army? He does eventually take 1 damage and go home. But, yeah, we killed 56 soldiers, a couple of other things, 2 Saharas. So not bad, they're 500 gold mages, so... You know. Yeah, nice result. They then had a lot of horrors killing us. Additional support for the blind died. Anyone who has a name probably has items. This guy does not. I think once upon a time he was casting darkness, which is why he's got a name. But it looks like he wasn't important. If he was important, he would have items and gems. So it doesn't look like anybody important got killed, at least. We have Man moving into Ebis with some knights and stuff. Bycliffe was where the last of the raiders hit. So we did have a Wraith Lord here waiting to clean these guys up. The lizard we're moving around does get killed, unfortunately. But, yep, security violation here. It's not super, you know... He doesn't have great gear for killing undead, but... he can hold his own. Let's just end through this a few times. Yeah. That's the end of Man's little raiding force. So we're, you know, safe and sound back home now. Battle at the fortress in Lillador next. So instantly storming the throne. Turns out there are a lot of mages here, but they are on the N1G1, so... not hugely threatening. Apparently I've got a Wraith Lord in this battle. Ah, I see. I didn't notice he'd become mute. So he can't actually cast his spells, I don't think. Never healing wound, mute, crippled. Well, there's some afflictions. But yeah, we get up the usual spells. Rigor Mortis, Foul Vapors, Relief, Quagmire. Plus some army regen and stuff. You guys getting Gift of Flight. I'm not sure what his mages can really do. They're currently casting some charm. Confusion, Steel Breath, Steel Sight, Touch of Madness, Bark Skin, Group Iron Skin, Gift of Displacement. I mean, it's not going to do much to us, is it? Although, it looks like they just charmed the Sobek, so maybe it will. Speed this up a bit anyway, while we slowly get through the gate. A few more flying Sobeks dropping in. You can hear the strange screeching of falling frost. Yeah, these mages aren't really going to do much to us. We do have a Crone of Avalon here. Still probably not going to do much. I think these are just research stacks. And there it goes. So that was Lilidor. Yeah, it cost us a Marsh Master, a Wind Master, 3 Falchineers, a couple of Sobeks. And that was 62 Daughters of Avalon and 12 Mothers of Avalon. Holy, that's a lot of researchers. And that is a new throne for us, which is great. We also saw Nabar taking Man's other throne. So yeah, even though Finds of Polluting hit this and killed some things, there's just not really anything left inside the fort defending it, so... Struggling a bit to get in though, which is quite funny. So Nabar also takes Man's throne off him. Besides that, what else we got? Only 3 water alley attacks. Oh, interesting. On these must be brutal underwater. 4% underwater region. Yeah, killing some independent commanders too. Is that an independent province or? Oh yeah, that's nice. Events then, we got some Misfortune, some Blood Slaves, losing defense. Recent turmoil has been subdued by the competent garrison commander. So, okay, cool. Welcome, Toppygog. Vengeful Deity of the Wild. More horror stuff. Destroying the fort in the Caves of Mura. Throne of Dreams has been destroyed by Scabiel. So, one of Pyrenees' thrones, it looks like. Did some patrolling, train change, unexpected event in Mudwood. Scout died of disease. And new famous hero. Security violation. Brave deeds and his adept research ability. That's right, they said it couldn't be done. But he has in fact killed so many people that he became better at reading books, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. I don't think I've ever seen adept research ability. He now has 27 research. What does a typical Wraithlord have? 19. We got 8 research from that. Not bad. I guess it would increase with experience as well. Okay, I mean... as it is though, that's it for messages. And I don't think there's much to do now, because Scabiel ate the Throne of Dreams. So 11 Ascension points are required. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We are going to claim Throne of Fortune, which puts us on 12. We've got 2 guys claiming it this month just to make absolutely sure it happens. And I don't think anything can stop climbing. So as far as I can tell, we are going to win next turn. So that's nice. But, you know, you never know. I could be wrong about some things. I'm always slightly hesitant to say that, because, I mean, maybe something weird could happen. It does look like we're about to win. Still, reinforcements from our cap are going to head to Salt Plains to help patrol there. They've been mixed in amongst the dudes. Security violations going to finish off taking Comberg. These guys are just going to sit here patrolling for a second to keep this safe, because I don't think we have to march towards this throne while these guys claim throne. And besides that, not much happening actually. Oh, I am going to try and cloud trapeze onto this stack in Mushwood. So we'll see how that goes. Script's been changed back to Mistform on turn 1. I don't think this has any camel archers, so nothing's going to fly on us immediately. And that's that, I believe. Oh, building a temple in Dumna too, but... Anyway, let's turn 80. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a second for what I think is the thrilling conclusion. Hello, welcome back. Nabar has claimed the Throne of Law, and we have claimed the Throne of Fortune. We also did get off another cloud trapeze, so killed another few things from Nabar's army. Lots of people getting attacked by horrors, mostly scouts, although... Oh, one of our H3s got killed by a Mind Slime horror, that's a shame. And Limni killed some Tainted Souls. Battles aren't too interesting except Salt Plains. So our throne in Salt Plains... Wait, this is the wrong battle. It's this one up here that I'm looking for. Salt Plains. Salt Plains was suddenly attacked by 291 Saltorns. So this is one of our thrones. How does it work again? Do you guys... Do you have a commander that eats thrones? Oh right, they're commanded by the Mind Slime horrors. Okay. So the Mind Slime horrors do like 10% throne damage each, I think, or something like that. If I'm thinking of the correct monster. So there's 3 of them, so we'll take 30% throne damage per turn while they're here. Unless we fight them off. Spoilers, yeah, we're not fighting these guys off. It's a bit much. Soul Rending Claw is no joke. 17 attack, 18 damage. Well, that was Saltorn attacking Salt Plain. Pretty rough, as you can see. You need a real army to defend against horror armies, unfortunately. Which we did not have. Then our reinforcements arrived, but of course they're much too late. They couldn't really do much to 273 Saltorns on their own. So our throne is being dissolved. Fortunately, of course, that's not important because we have won. We had enough throne points. We also got back 2 of our Wraith Lords, so that's nice. And here's the map now. So yeah, thanks to the throne being eaten last turn. Oh, we only need 9 Ascension points now as well. Oh, we're way over the limit. Did another throne get eaten? Did I not notice that? Ah, the throne of the First Age has been destroyed by Hruva. Okay, well, we would have won either way then. Pretty good. So, here's the map. I'll look through the replay in a second. Let me just think. What do I need to say about Easy Game? This game was a struggle. Actually playing it was fun. I think we had a really strong showing with Katiz. And, you know, neighbors weren't too bad as well. This big river just cuts off the whole other side of the map. Above kind of left us alone. Only real neighbor was man. And then we had those early wars, but they went okay too. So the actual playing of the game was cool. We got to play with a bunch of Wraith Lords. We put up some globals. The plan originally was to do lots of research, which we didn't really... I don't think we were ever first on research. But, you know, pretty fun all around. However, I was pretty unwell for a lot of time in this game. I lost a bunch of turns from the video series. And this game had no timer for its entirety, which I don't recommend. The game drags kind of a lot. The game also extended over Christmas, I think, so that it was just not moving then either. Had some dropouts and substitutions. Still, fun when I was actually playing it. Not much to say about the replays thing. I mean, Shiniyama was a very strong player early on. I'm not sure if Tianqi got up to much, doesn't look like it. I think it looks like Shinny was stuck in a war with a lot of people early on. Don't think Mikoni got to do much. And I think Abyssia was a bit screwed by... Yeah, there wasn't much to the cave layer, so cave players had to kind of quickly establish themselves on the surface. Bernie was very strong all game. They dropped out towards the end though. So... they looked pretty strong, but I guess something was going wrong for them. Inuyama eventually falls to Nabar. You see Nabar was focused on conquering all of this section of the map. So yeah, the map ended up kind of divided into neat quarters, didn't it? We got the bottom right corner. Man had the top right, Purny had the top left, and Nabar had the bottom left. And we were the last 4 players. Oh no, the last 4 players, it's Agartha, not Purny. Right, Purny dropped out. Purny have any thrones left? Oh, they had 1 throne. Agartha is still inside this fort, still taking turns, just trying to annoy me, I think. Yeah, not much of the cave layer. This is all Abyssia had. This was all Agartha had, and the rest were just little pockets. Well, there's early game. Easy game. What did I learn from this game? Back up your turn files so that if you lose them you can recover. That's one thing I learned. I also learned I'm probably never going to be first on research. Graphs. Let's take a look at the graphs. We had the graphs for most of the game, thanks to Eyes of God, but I just never really looked at them anyway. So let's go through them now at the end. It looks like we were top on provinces for... well, never really. We're always behind Nabar. Always behind Man as well, until the very end. I had the feeling that we were pretty big, but I guess not. I guess Nabar had a lot of ocean as well though, right? The plan was always to take those originally, but in the end I thought it wasn't worth the time investment. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty big. The last 4 players were established fairly early on. Looks like we were always in the pack here. The only exception is Agartha, who... is that Agartha? No, that can't be Agartha. Who's that grey line? Oh, that's Shiniyama, right. Shiniyama was like way out in front at one point. And they just gradually lost everything. I think this point here is where the original Shiniyama player dropped out and we got a substitute. So thank you to the substitute who took over. Just to play out the end of Shiniyama. Although once they got down to just their throne, they also vanished. But they vanished entirely. I don't know. I don't know where Shiniyama's player's gone. They haven't been heard from in weeks. But yeah, easy game was a bit cursed, I think. Forts, don't really learn much from forts. We were first though, that's kind of nice, I suppose. Income usually tracks provinces, so yeah. We do actually get income boosts from our dominion, don't we? So we should be pretty high. Never really worried much about gold throughout the game. Your expenditures do kind of hurt because your mages aren't sacred, but besides that... gem income, pretty good. We had some globals up for once. We had the tree all game. And we had Will of Misery. That was pretty good. And the bar's still competitive with us though on gem income, which is a bit surprising. Blood income was just Pyrenees. No one else was doing blood stuff, I don't think. They had some sort of... I mean, it's hard to tell what these numbers are because the graph isn't labelled, but... research. My old nemesis. Well, we had a Nita specifically for research. And we were ramming all of our mages in one fort to take advantage of it for most of the game. Trying to make sure that we stayed on first on Dominion with Magic 3 or whatever. Was it Magic 3, Magic 2? I don't remember. And the result is bottom of the pack. I mean, what can I say? I just like to move my mages around. I don't like having the research, I guess. But, yeah. I mean, Nabar can make a bunch of boosters, and they had Steel Ovens as well. Pyrenees, I'm surprised had so much research, because they would have also been blood hunting, right? Man can make, I guess... He had fire mages, so he could do Lightless Lanterns and probably Quills and the Glamour research booster and the Nature research booster. Yeah, a lot of these guys can just make a lot of Nature boosters, a lot of research boosters. So could I, of course, but I just didn't because I thought, well, I'm, you know, I'm already boosting my research. Dominion, hey, we're out in front on Dominion. So our Dominion is naturally very, you know, useful to push. Turns everything into swamps, boosts our income, lowers other players' income. And then we also had Vengeful Water and stuff, so... Spamming temples for the entire game. Even got out a few Juggernauts. So not really surprising that we're massively out in front on Dominion. We were almost like crushing Man's Dominion, which is pretty funny. Army size... Man had a ton of army, but... I mean, this is the point where we started hitting it with... Wind of Death, I think, and then that was that. Yeah, if you're in a game with D2 mages, be sure to empower one of them in air so that you can, or D3 mages. Be sure to empower one of them in air so that you can easily Wind of Death them. Especially if it's an immortal guy that you can put returning on. Yeah, not much else to say otherwise about army size. And ascension points, there we go. There goes easy game. What else can I look at before I close out? We almost entirely filled the Hall of Fame, always nice. Huge shout out to my army of Wraith Lords, who were extremely powerful. Magic being a legalizer with the 268 kills. Ended up blind, weakened with a never healing wound. But Iron Will, so there we go. Currently dead, it looks like. But he'll be back. He'll always be back. Anything else? Here's the global list. There's the thrones again. Here's our item stash. I think that's everything there is to look at, right? And so there goes easy game. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Do remember to like and subscribe and join my Patreon and all that stuff. I know the channel's been a bit dead for a while, but I've been basically unwell for like a year. But I'm good now, it seems. Got some new... Well, you don't need to worry about that, but I'm back. I think on full form, maybe. The next series was going to be Iru, but that series was so bad that I don't think it's worth uploading. It's significantly worse even than the first Lanka series I did. It's like 30 tons of just nothing. Just every battle is a loss. My god dies multiple times. We end expansion on like 10 provinces. Our neighbors are Ulm, Katiz, Nabar, and Celeria. It's not a very good Iru game. If I do another Iru game that goes better, I might still upload it so that you have, you know, the shit Iru game into the good Iru game. But I don't think I'm going to upload the Iru game as it is. It's just too boring. And it just peters into nothing after 30 turns. So, the next series on the channel will be Ulm, potentially, because I've just joined that game, so it might be a while before it's baked. However, there is a special series I need to get up, so I need to work on that. The problem with that series is I haven't been live recording it since like turn 20. I've just been saving the turns, because like I said, I've been unwell. So I'm going to have to go back and actually record all those turns, which is fine. I'm just worried that like patches might mean that the battle replays aren't accurate and like weird stuff like that. I don't know. But I want to make a special video to go with the special series. So I need to do that. I have no excuse now to delay it because this is over. So I'll try to get the special series rolling, and then while that's going, Alm will be cooking in the background, and that'll be the plan for getting games back on the channel. In the meantime, you could watch some RimWorld. I know basically none of my Dominions viewers do, but it's there. What else is there to say? I'll try and start streaming again as well. I'm over on Twitch. It's itsmu with 6 U's. I've been meaning to do that, but I've been putting in big shifts at the RimWorld factory to get that boxed off in time for Odyssey. Anything else to say? I think that's everything. We covered everything, right? Alright. I think that's everything. I'm good. Where's my cap? Where is my cap? There's my cap. So I'll leave things there. That was easy game. Thanks as always for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And, you know, hopefully I continue feeling better. And I get to see you next time.